Alright, this is 7.2, and in this video I'm going to do the evens from 2 through 16, and we're writing equations of parabolas. So we're going to use the graphing form of a parabola, which is y minus k equals a times x minus h squared. In this graphing form of a parabola, the vertex of the parabola is represented by hk. A determines how vertically stretched or compressed the graph is. If a is equal to 1, that's your standard parabola. If a is between -1 and 1, so for example 1/2 or -1/3, etc., that's going to compress your graph vertically. And if a is either greater than 1 or less than -1, that's going to stretch your graph vertically. So we're going to write an equation for each of these. Number 2 asks you to write a graph, the equation of a parabola that is narrower than y equals x squared. Narrower means that it's vertically stretched. So I'm going to write an equation that has an a value that's either larger than 1 or less than -1. There are multiple answers to these problems. This is just one example. So for example, I could say y equals -2x squared. -2 is an a value that's less than 1, which will stretch the graph or make it narrower. Shifted 8 units right. The standard equation of a parabola, y equals x squared, has a vertex of 0, 0. If you were to shift the graph 8 units right, you would basically be adding 8 to the h value and not changing the k value. So if this is your new vertex, you will have y equals, a can be whatever number you want, so I'm just going to leave it as a 1. X minus h squared. The minus k on this side isn't there because k is equal to 0. If your parabola was shifted 8 units up, so we're going to start again with a vertex of 0, 0, and I'm shifting my graph 8 units up. So that means I'm going to add 8 to the k value, and I'm going to leave my h value unchanged. So this would be y minus k, so y minus 8, equals a. Again, a could be whatever you want. I'm just going to use a 1 for the a. And then x minus h squared. You should make sure to simplify this so it's actually y minus 8 equals x minus 0 is just x. So y minus 8 equals x squared. If your graph was shifted 9 units right and 5 units down, so if, again, I'm starting with a vertex at 0, 0, shifting my graph 9 units right, we would need to add 9 to the h value. 5 units down means we're subtracting 5. So my new vertex will be at 9, -5. So using this new h and k value, y equals, or y minus k, so y minus -5 would be y plus 5, equals a could be any number you want in this problem, x minus h, so I'm using an a value of 1, x minus 9, quantity squared. Okay, an equation that has a vertex of -3, -8, so y minus k would be y minus -8, which is y plus 8, equals a could be any number you want. So just to switch it up here, I've used an a value of 1 on all of these, but a could be anything. So I'm just going to pick 2, and then x minus -3 would be x plus 3, and then squared. All right, if we have a vertex at 0, 6, this is h, this is k. So y minus 6 equals, a could be anything. I'm just going to use an arbitrary value, -1/3, x minus h squared. This is another one where we can simplify it, so that's y minus 6 equals -1/3. X minus 0 is just x. All right, a vertex of -9, +3, so y minus k equals a, could be any number, I'm just going to use a -2, x minus h would be +9, quantity squared. A vertex of 0, 0, and it's stretched wide. Being stretched wide is the same as being vertically compressed, which means a needs to be somewhere between -1 and 1. You could pick any number. So y minus k is equal to 0, so it's just y, equals a. Pick any number that's between -1 and 1. So I'm just going to pick 1/6. You could pick -1/2, -1/3, 1/4, any number that's between -1 and 1. And then x minus h, x minus 0 is just x, so I can just say x squared.